Welcome back to the second hour of the Amazon's podcast. The podcast is brought to you by Maximus Posing Suits. Let your inner warrior shine. Celebrate victory on every stage. Custom competition suits. MaximusPosingSuits.com. And of course, GPS photography and video. Why photography and video? Because if a photo's worth 1,000 words, video is worth 1,000,000. GPSphotoandvideo.com. GPS photography and video is the publication, or Amazon's fitness magazine is a publication of GPS photography and video. A lot of running around today because today is my birthday, but let's continue to get to it. Thank you. My guest is Chanel Quins. She is a grandmother. She's an esthetician, 17 years, started in Texas, massage therapist, 14 years, licensed in Washington states. While grandma was sick, she moved back to Texas. We're going to know a little bit more about that. She is an instructor of aesthetics, massage, therapy, body contouring for 8 years. And she is currently in chiropractic school. She will be a chiropractor in 2025. Definitely want to talk about that. And of course, her business is aesthetics massage. And she obviously is a competitor. Competition journey, October 2022. First show transformation division, second place 7 weeks later, November 2022. And she went on from there. But that being said, she's also going to do the Angel Bikinis fashion show at the Olympia this October. Chanel Quins, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so glad also, as we were talking earlier, that you are not a Cowboys fan. So that's good. Talk to me from beginning to end. Tell me what exactly is aesthetics massage, and of course your competition journey, and we'll just flow from there.
Awesome. So I am an esthetician, massage therapist. I do alignment and recovery. I'm a nutritionist as well. I'm in chiropractic school now to be a chiropractor. I started, I kind of counted from my children. I have a 19-year-old and a 15-year-old. So I started school when my big boy was 2. So I'm an esthetician for about 17 years. I started here in Texas. I moved to Seattle. My grandma was sick at the time. So I went down there. I tried to open a spa down there, and it was just me at first. And so I'm looking for a massage therapist. I couldn't find one. I'd hired probably like 7. They, either were not personable, they were not on time, they massaged everybody the same. We have to customize people. You can't just do the same massage and everybody has the same problems. So I said, forget it. I'm gonna go ahead and go to school and do this myself. So that's why I went to school and got my license for that. I came back, got my instructor license for both aesthetics and massage. I taught at school for about 6 years. And then I just wanted to make my own schedule. Got tired and wanted to do my own thing. So I went into business for myself. And then I started working with competitors about 8 years ago. That need it was big, because they were like, oh my goodness, you do aesthetics, you do massage, you do alignment, you do, nutrition, you do everything. I'm like, yeah. And they're like, we have to go to 4 different people. And I was like, what? It's like, I got to go to a chiropractor. I got to go to a physical therapist. I have to go to a massage therapist. And then I have to go to esthetician for my skin. I'm like, how nice would it be to come to one person and to get everything done?
You're definitely feeling the need, and they're absolutely right. Competitors got to have that massage. You're talking about 16 to 25 week prep once a week to get in there to get everything ready so they can go back and hit the weights again. So your service is underestimated until the need arises, and they quickly find out that I got to have this. And the fact that you're an esthetician and a nutritionist, that's just icing on the cake. And now you talk about next year when you become a chiropractor. I mean, you're gonna corner the market. The biggest thing I always hear with entrepreneurs is people can be so consumed with failure that this is not going to work. My business is going to fail. Business lifespan only fails in 5 years. That you become a victim of your own success, meaning that when things blow up, you're not ready for the success.
That part.
You got all this money, potential money coming from all different avenues, all these opportunities, and it's like, wow, I'm not prepared for this. So that's the biggest thing I found as far as a photographer, and then of course, with the magazine as well, and going through it, you become quickly a victim of your own success if you don't plan right.
Yeah.
About failure, it's gonna happen.
And I thought I was doing, I thought I was doing right a couple years ago. I've trained and certified probably about um, 8 people as of now. But my thing is not to hold them with me.
Right.
But sometimes I wish I wish they were there, but I have a couple of girls that are that have came and received certifications, moved to different cities or to different states, so they're doing very well for themselves. I have a couple that they did really good, but they didn't hold on to it, and they
Hmm.
I think a lot of people we live in an era where we think everything is supposed to be instant, and it's like, do you
Yes.
know how long I've been doing this? And it's like now I don't, they look at my prices and they're like, oh my goodness, like, nah, I'm not charging you for time anymore. I'm charging you for experience. I know exactly what I'm doing.
Hmm.
I can do it in a short amount of time, So when I train somebody, I'm like, you're not about to you'd be overbooked next week.
Right.
You're dealing with somebody's body. So you have to prove to them that you know what you're doing, and you have to prove to them, you're not only
Exactly.
concerned about money, you're concerned about their health and their well-being. So, now I am hiring now because now I have 2 suites. And like you said, you become a victim of your own success. I'm overbooked. Now I have a waiting list, and
That's
it's
a great problem to have, though. But
yeah,
yes.
and it's I can't stretch myself too thin. And I realized how serious it got. My
Hmm.
first 2 competitions, I was by myself, like doing
Mm.
transformation with the coach I was with. But this last show, I had five five people that were on my team that were my clients as well. So 3 weeks before that show, like I was tapped out. Peak week, my
Mm.
goal is to make sure that whoever goes on stage, like I have a good relationship with their coach and their posing coach. If they have one, I pose too. So I have a lot of clients that don't even have a posing coach. They come to me for posing as well. But
Hmm.
it's like I have to make sure they're on point and they come before me. So I
Right.
know if I would have tapped in, I could have been maybe 10 times better than I did for that last show. But I got second place. I lost 49.8 pounds. I got first place in
Mhm.
wings. That's the first time I ever wore a bikini,
Right.
on stage. So it
What
was a
was that
great
like?
accomplishment. It was different. And
Mhm.
I have sons.
Oh, yeah.
So my youngest son, he's been to some shows with me, so he kind of knows, but I was concerned about turning around and hitting that back pose.
Mm.
And so I was just like, oh my goodness, and so I could hear my youngest son talking about, come on, wings, come on, wings. So
And
I was
how old
like,
is your son again? How old are they?
15 and 19.
Oh boy. So yeah. Did
Yeah.
they did they come home with the horror story of mom? Everybody was teasing me at school because your mama's a MILF and she was on the stage and what was that like? Because I heard that
It's,
horror story
well,
before of competitors that
it's
I've
not,
shot.
it's not too bad. Like, my oldest son played basketball all through high
Mm.
school. So a couple times, like he will have his arm, around me, and they're like, "Oh, that's your girlfriend." It's like, "No, that's my
Wow.
mom." I was like, "That's my mom." So I was like, but my youngest son, he looks exactly like me.
Mhm.
So there's no, they're like, "Dang," And so when I have my afro, my little ponytail, he's like, "Mom, you look like you go to school with me. You look like a kid." He's like, "When you getting your braids back, you look like a woman." When you have your braids, but they know what I do and they know my job and they see my clients. So they're more proud. So it's not like horror stories, but I was just
Right.
concerned about, they see my clients, but like now they're about to be like, that's my mom, on
Good
stage.
stuff.
But they were happy and they're proud. So it was a good thing. It was
That's
a good
great.
thing.
How big is your staff?
It's just me right now.
Really?
Yes.
So you train them up, you have apprentices or whatnot, and they go on to start their own thing.
Yep.
How do you manage? It's just you.
Yep.
All right. So give me day to day. Wake
Okay.
up. What are you doing? And when are you finished?
Now I have a little bit of time, but for the
Mhm.
past 6 months, and when I'm competing, I feel like that is the hardest because I will get up about 3:30, 3:45. The gym that I worked at, my home gym was Metroflex. So that's 30
Mhm.
minutes away from my house. So I'd have to be out of here by 4 o'clock in order to be there at 4:30. I like to get at the gym before everybody else gets there because, of course, the gym that I was working at or whatever gym I kind of go to, I have clients there. So
Right.
I have to, I'm grateful for the competitors because they understand what it means to be in prep. So it's not like Chanel's here, like, hey, it's like, okay, yeah, she's really focused. She's working out, she's sweating, she's in the zone. So by
Mhm.
5 o'clock, when everybody gets to the gym, I'm already deep in my workout, which is great. So I only have 30 more minutes left or, 45 more minutes left, and then I'm out of there. So I'm not really bothered.
Mhm.
But if I go at 5 o'clock, I'm there with the whole team. So,
Mhm.
it's a different feel. And I like to make sure that I get there early so I can get in the zone and I'm prepared because no matter what, if I'm working out or, in prep, whatever, I'm still my job. So I still, I can't have a bad attitude or, have a bad
Mhm.
day or, whatever, because I'm still in work mode, even when I'm at the gym. So, I would get done working out maybe, 5:36. Sometimes I would stay to make sure my clients are stretched, make sure nobody has
Mhm.
any injuries when they're working out, get home, shower, eat breakfast. And I'm to work usually 7:30, 8 o'clock. Um, I made sure I scaled my clients down
Mhm.
during this last prep. So I did not just work Tuesday through Friday. I worked sometimes Monday through Saturday. So that way I could only have maybe 6 or 7 clients a day. But, once that was over, what I was done maybe about 5 or 6. And then I still had to go
Mhm.
do cardio. So I would make sure I eat my meals or whatnot, go do my cardio. I'd be home maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock. So it wasn't too bad. Back up at 3:45 and it starts all over again. Now that I'm not in prep, I sleep in a little bit later and sometimes I do cardio, sometimes I don't. Um,
Mhm.
and then I'm at work between 8 and 9. But
Mhm.
now I'm working like 8 to 8, and
12 hours.
yeah, and I'm averaging a good 9 to 10 clients a day, which is I'm starting to feel it now, after
Yeah.
that show. And I'm kind of like, oh my goodness, but prep is the hardest
Mhm.
because you don't really have too much energy. And the last shows that I've done, they've been transformation shows. So that's different than competing in like bikini or
Right.
figure or physique. You're losing weight. So there's no cheat meals. There's no carbs. So it's like it's a lot to deal with when you are working like I work because I don't do a cookie cutter massage. And
Right.
I work with competitors, so they're heavy.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of bodybuilders and classic guys. So I'm sweating. It's a whole workout doing 50-minute massage. So, I kind of get tapped out. So my coach, for last show, he's like, hey, we're not going to be able to take out all of your carbs because you can't live like that.
Right.
So this last prep was a little bit better because I had a little bit more energy, but I've never felt like I felt during this last peak week. Like I almost felt like I was about to be tapped out, like I couldn't make it.
I was gonna ask, when you're in prep, how many clients would you say you had in a day?
The beginning of prep, it was about 8 or 9. Once I got maybe like 6 weeks out, I scaled it down to about 5 or 6.
How many during peak week?
Peak week, I only had the team, which was still 6 people. Yeah. And I had
It's
to
still
have
a lot.
one of my girls, she just got her license, just got her massage license maybe
Right.
like 4 or 5 months ago. So
Mhm.
I've been kind of like training her as, she's been like, learning more, and I kind of have her come work on me. So I'm getting a little bit of work, while
Mhm.
I'm training her, which is great. And then, I'm hoping and praying that, she gets to a spot. She works another job. So I'm hoping and praying she gets to a spot to where she can at least get 2 days off and I can put
Mhm.
her on board with me,
So you're basically looking for a permanent staff,
Oh
not
yeah.
part-timers.
And I'm very, very selective because
Of
it,
course.
it took me a long time to build this. And when it comes to competitors, like I don't get nobody gets under fifth place.
Right.
So, and I have a good relationship with their coach and, with their opposing coach if they have one. So my
Mhm.
job is to make sure that we work together as a team to make sure they win. And, even if it's something small, like they're coming in to get a detox or they're coming in to get, hydrotherapy,
Mhm.
whatever, I still need to make sure they're getting top-notch treatment. So I can't just let anybody put their hands on who I have coming through those doors.
How challenging was it to manage your own prep though, while still taking clients? Because when you're doing cardio, they may be in cardio. When they're doing their 2 to 3 hour workout, you still got to do yours.
Yep.
How do you find the balance in that?
It was hard to find the balance, but me and God, we got real tight during because that I ain't prayed as much as I prayed this
Yeah,
this past year, because you get to a point where you have nothing to pull from.
you're right.
You have nothing to pull from. So I'm like, and this prep was March was the hardest ever because
Hmm.
I was not only just in prep, but it was very stressful to know that I was going to be in a bikini.
Right,
It's easy to be in a dress or a ball gown, for a
right.
competition, but I kind of felt like everything is going to be exposed. So that was very
Hmm.
stressful. And then a couple times I was gonna pull out, because my dad got sick. My dad he had kidney failure. And
Hmm.
so I'm the healthiest sibling out of my two
Hmm.
siblings. So at any given moment, it was like, hey, if I got to jump on the table and he needs one of these kidneys, he's about to get it. So this show
Yeah,
will be, out the door, and
I got
so
you.
he was in the hospital for a good 4 days and we were almost at that spot. And so it
Hmm.
was great. He made it out. We were good and he's doing really good now. But Mika, she's one of my girls I sponsor, and she's an Olympian IFBB Pro Bikini, Tamika
Mm.
Carter. And so she was like, hey, no matter if you're about to get on the table and they're about to operate and get this kidney, or you're about to get on stage, we still in prep,
Hmm.
She's like, we don't give up. And she's like, I know you're doing this for you. You're doing this for your dad. She's like, remember what you always say. You are doing this for women. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Women that are single moms that own their
You're
own
right.
business. Like, you are doing this for women. So you got to show women no matter what is going down, like you are still going to reach your goals and you're going to fulfill
Hmm.
it. And then my other girls, Shaq and Aaron, like they stay in my ear, you know.
Hmm.
So you have to have, like, for me, I have to have great, supportive, God-fearing writers, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying, that are by my side to keep me aligned and keep me balanced. And no matter what's happening in my life, they're like, hey, we got to do it. So they were my balance.
Who's on your team? Talk to me about your coach, your
um, the,
opposing coach.
the
Talk to me
last
about those people.
I'm a free agent right now. I'm kind of chilling.
Okay. So let's back
I'm
up.
chilling, but
So,
we're gonna back up to this last show.
hmm.
Trey Jackson, he's one of my. I have only two sponsored athletes at this point. I have a Men's Physique, which is Trey Jackson. He's been a
Right.
sponsored athlete for about 4 years now. He was my client before he even started competing. He was
Mm.
working at 24-hour fitness, and so
Mm.
he's a trainer. And so once he started competing, first step on stage, I've supported him through every single show. And so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go along with him for my coach. So he's been my coach through, every show that I've had so far. I was with Team Applying Pressure Fitness. After this show, I kind of felt like I just needed to chill out a little bit and rest and just reevaluate and get my mental together, because I am a Mimi. So I have my
Hmm.
first grandbaby. So that's a lot as well. But that last show, Trey was my coach, and I was on Team Applying Pressure Fitness, and uh, Ashley Jones is my posing coach. Yeah.
Well, you should have said that in the beginning.
Yes. And she is absolutely amazing.
She is. She
Yeah.
is. And of course, she's a
Uh,
sponsored athlete of Amazon's fitness magazine. So
yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I didn't want to assume. I said, well, she's in Texas. I wonder if she knows Ashley.
Oh
So I
yeah.
didn't even have to, because Texas is a big state,
Baby,
and
I
that's a big
drive
assumption.
two
But
hours
that's
to go
great.
pose for her.
So she's your posing coach.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
excellent. That's great. I'm wishing her all the best. I talked to her earlier,
Yep.
and she said, "Hey, I said, how's the peak week going?"
Yes.
And she was feeling rough, but she's ready to push through.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be an exciting show. Competition season. So during the competition season, you could say that begins March, April,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to run all the way to, let's just say, to December, October, November, and then before it picks back up. In the time frame, are you looking at scaling back clients so you can focus on your own competition journey? Because right now, this
Yeah.
was like your first show, but as you pick up more and more shows, it's going to be more and more of a challenge to manage. Have you thought about a strategy that far out?
Yes. So um I'm now learning to address myself as a competitor because I just be like, I'm just a regular person. I just did
Yeah,
transformation, and they're like,
it's critical.
you're
Yeah.
doing every single thing that we do. And so I was just like, "Ugh." And so I really felt it. And I'm glad I felt what I felt and went through what I went through this last show because that showed me what my body can and cannot take. And
Mm,
so I was looking to hire, a massage therapist. I was looking to hire an esthetician. I was looking forward to doing those things this year. But going through that show in March and going through that peak week, it almost forced me to say, hey, when you get done with this show, you better start interviewing
yeah.
because your body's not going to be able to sustain that, and
You can't
I,
shut your business down because
oh no,
that's your
no.
source of income. So yeah.
And so that was just kind of an eye opener for me. That peak week was like, hey, you better get somebody and you better figure out what you're going to do, And so I had in my mind, like, I'm not going to compete anymore. I'm just going to go ahead and focus on business. I did what I wanted to do. I did wings.
Mhm.
That was one of my dreams, and I
Right.
got first place. And I was just really pleased with that. I was proud of myself, and my team that I went on with, all my, clients, they did amazing as well. So it was
Hmm.
a good thing for me. But when I went to the Arnold, I was blessed to go to Arnold with Mika beginning of March,
Hmm.
weekend of the 3rd. And so I met the Angel Competition Bikini owners. I met Savannah and all them. I talked to them at their booth. Like it was a great experience. I had one client that was supposed to do that show as well. So she gave me
Hmm.
insight on, how they run the Angel Bikini show. And so I was just, happy just to kind of meet and network with people, not even thinking when I get back, they were like, you did wings? I'm like, yeah, like, oh, you need to come on the stage with us. And I'm like, hmm? Like, huh? And I'm like, yeah, it was a great show because you seen every single size woman there was. And it was just the confidence was there. It was
Hmm.
just it blew my mind. And I
Right.
absolutely loved it. And that's one thing that I love about Angel Competition Bikinis that yeah, they do competitors, but their fashion shows, you see everybody.
Exactly. Because not
Yeah.
everybody's got a competition suit on. Summer's coming. They're selling bikinis for all sizes, and everybody's trying to get that summer body. So yeah, they got to hit it and hit it strong. Because
Yes.
I don't think too many people are in bikinis during January, February time frame. So
And so
we
when
got.
she said, what show? And she's like, Olympia. And I'm like, girl, I got competitors. I'm trying to get qualified for Olympia. Like, you want me to come to? No, we want you on Olympia stage. I'm like, huh? So that kind of, I was like, oh my goodness. So I'm like, I can't half step going to Olympia.
No, you can't. 21 weeks.
Yes.
21 weeks out. So
So I'm getting my life together. I say, go on, do what you got to do. Go on, win this weekend. But when you
there
get
you
back,
go. Yeah, I'm
we all got
excited.
to get ready for Olympia.
When you talk about your competition goals, what are your goals? Do you want to stay in bikini? Do you want to move up? Do you want to get your pro card? You want to do that? What are your plans?
I feel like I've never had the desire to like compete and be on stage and get a pro card. I've never had that desire. And I
Right,
think maybe I've probably never had that desire because I have pros. So when they win, I
right.
feel like I'm winning. I
Okay.
feel like, I got figure pros, I got physique pros, men's physique,
Right.
I bikini pros. So I feel like I'm winning, and so
Hmm.
I'm fulfilled that way. But as far as like competing in shows, transformation has really been where my heart was because I'm like 1% of the world does this,
Yes.
but there's so many women that are not happy with their bodies. There's so many women that work an 8, 9, 10 hour job and come home and they're still a mom and they're still a wife and they
The body
feel like they don't have time.
disforming it. Yeah.
Yeah, to go to the gym and they don't have time to do right. They don't have time. And so there's been many days where I've had 8 or 9 clients and I don't go out to eat because I just feel like I want to go out to eat or I want to eat bad. Like I literally go out to eat because I want to be catered to sometimes. So I go out to eat for them to say, would you like some more water? Do you need some more
Right.
bread? Because I
Hmm.
worked all day, so
Right.
that's where my struggle, was with eating. And so I'm like, I know there are other people that probably struggle with that or they go to the drive through, or whatever the case may be. So I feel like I'm doing this for the everyday woman that has children, that, owns her own business, that has,
Mhm.
G babies, or whatever. So we can have a life that is full with everything, but we can still accomplish. So I feel like I am, very accomplished, and I'm very happy with where I've been competing, but being able to go to Olympia and being in the Angel
Mhm.
Bikini fashion show, that
There you
has
go.
put a whole nother, just blessing on my life, because it's like because I was thinking about just chilling out a little bit after the show.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna work,
Not
what I'm
anymore.
saying? And so I said Olympia. I'm like, oh, I gotta jump back on it, and I gotta go 100 times harder if I'm about to be at Olympia. So
Mhm.
that's put me into a really focused place where I have to
Mhm.
really focus on like where I work out, who I work out with, who
Yeah.
I'm surrounding myself with. Like it's more mental for me than anything right now, because I have to keep peace, because I
Yes.
know how the cortisol levels work. You can be eating right and working out and doing everything you need to do, but if you're stressed out and you have no peace, you can say bye to the type of body you want.
Right.
So I'm just finding my peace right now and making sure that everything I do is beneficial for my mind and my heart, and so that way it makes everything else easier for me. But I know now I need to hire. That's what my focus is right now. I'm having
Mhm.
my website revamped. I will be traveling. I'm coming to see y'all May, 31st through June 1st to work
He's
on.
coming to Charlotte, so
Yep.
you need to be coming to Fayetteville, right
Look.
where I'm at. Anyway, we're gonna talk about that in a minute. But the other side of it is, if not the competition, how far do you want to pursue the fashion industry, the fashion modeling? Because we have one thing here called the North Carolina Fashion Show.
Oh.
Uh, everybody needs models from the standpoint of the clothing that they have. I've had bridal clients that have their
Mhm.
own bridal business, and they need models to put in gowns, and not just the size 2. They need the that 4, 6, and 12 size model for their fashion show. To sell their gowns, and you
Wow.
are in the wedding season. So then, back to my question: do you see yourself pursuing the
Mm.
fashion side of things and continue? This was the bikini fashion show. Or you want to do more fashion shows?
That has been on my mind,
Hmm.
because it takes less pressure off competing and having
Right.
to reach a criteria, but it keeps my mind focused and my body right. So that is
Mhm.
something that I would definitely look forward to, because you do need a goal. You know what I'm saying? You do
Right.
need to have something to stay on track. So I'm appreciative, what I'm saying, to
Right.
the bikini fashion show, because that's what's keeping me on track now.
Mhm.
And so for the future, hey, because they're like, if you do this now, would you want to be on the team? And I'm like, you
There
guys
you
have
go.
fashion shows
Well,
every other month.
there you go. Because at the end of the day, now you go from not selling your physique per se. Now you're trying to sell the clothing.
Hmm.
You're trying to sell that bikini, the 1-piece, the 2-piece. You know, everything that they have in stock that they want to workout clothes, fitness
Hmm.
gears. And the thing about I don't understand why there aren't more fashion fitness shows.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a booth at the competitions, but if you were to have a fashion fitness show, now you got, your waist trainers out there. Models
That
come out in the
part.
waist trainer. You got your bikini, all your suits for all different sizes and divisions. So I don't see why it wouldn't work. But anyway, I digress.
Yes, that's good money though. That's a good
Oh
point.
yeah, it is. And now you're getting, in a lot of cases, you're getting free clothing,
Yeah.
so not just a percentage off, and you're selling their product, which is great. Talk to me about the
You're
services.
getting more than just the athlete. You're getting everybody's money.
Right,
Because
right.
people that don't even work out, they still wear leggings and sweatsuits and
Exactly. I
t-shirts
see it
and
every
everything
see it
too.
every
So you're
day.
getting more money that way.
Every day. Yes. And everybody be like, hey, I love myself. I'm gonna get out in that bikini and go out to the beach anyway. So
Hmm.
yeah, the clientele is there, and the customers are there. So it's a big draw to it. All right. So run it down to me, the specific services that you provide uh at aesthetic massage. The whole gamut. Every service that you provide, and talk to me a little bit about the cost. So I come in, and like I said, I was talking to you earlier. So in 2005, I broke my back on an airborne operation jump because I used to be in the military. And then I broke my leg in airborne school on my fourth jump. So I had an L1 burst fracture in 2005 where I broke my tailbone and, of course, the L1. So I got a nice looking cage. And then some of the stuff issues I've had to have is neuropathy, stinging of the legs, nerve damage. And so I've just been pedaling along all this time. So back to what are the specific services that you provide for your clients?
So you don't have enough time on this podcast for me to tell you every single thing that I do.
Well, we're gonna follow up. Just give
So,
me the
look,
give
so I'm
me
just
if
going
I
to tell
if
you
I
what
walk
I'm licensed in, and then I'll
if
give
I
you
walk
what I do on a regular. Okay.
well, like if I walked into a restaurant and I picked up a menu and I said,
Oh, you're gonna have
okay,
a book.
yeah,
Look, my website is ridiculous. They be on the website like
okay,
this. Oh my God. Yeah.
there you go.
So, so I'm a massage therapist. So I am covered under every modality. So I'm
Right,
covered under relaxation massage, your sweetest massage, your post-surgery massage. So whether it's cosmetic surgery, breast implants, tummy tuck, BBLs, whatever, I do all lymphatic and post-care for that. I'm also wound care certified. So I deal with their I'll repatch them up. I'll do all their, wound care. I'll do their scar taping afterwards when they're able to wear that as well. And then your basic surgeries, your knee surgery, back surgery, hip surgery, I do all recovery for that as well. Medical massage, people that have like fibromyalgia, lupus, things like that. Those are specialties that I'll do as well, because you cannot just provide any type of pressure when you have certain people that have medical conditions, especially fibromyalgia, because their body's very tender and sensitive. I also do a lot of sports massage, not only just for competitors, but I have my son, he plays basketball. So I still have a lot of the basketball teams that come through, a lot of coaches that I have that are soccer coaches, volleyball coaches, their teams come in. So all sports, all levels. When it comes to competitors, yes, amateurs, pros, or whatnot. Your amateurs will come in once a week. They come in a little bit more when it gets closer to the show date. My pros, they come in twice a week. Pro level, you're on stage with everybody. So they get a different type of care. They come in twice a week for basic recovery, but they also sometimes pay for me to come to the gym and recover them while they're working out. So that's a different service. It's still going to be athletic recovery, but that's going to be focusing on their alignment, their posing, and them to have more endurance and to be able to sustain. A lot of my classic guys, leg days are crucial. So they can tap out after 20 minutes, 23 minutes. But when I go to work out with them, I'll do their stretching. I'll scrape them down, sometimes cup certain areas so that way we can keep that blood flow going and loosen up and strengthen, stretch out those muscles so they can last a little bit longer. And when it comes to aesthetics, that's going to be your facials, your body contouring. If you have any post scarring, let's say from surgery, we'll do like microdermabrasion, so that way people don't know that you've had the surgery. We do skin discoloration. So that's going to be more focused on skincare. And when it comes to wellness and detoxing, I do like the ion detox cleanse and hydrotherapy. Detox cleansing is going to be geared towards everybody. When it comes to competing, that's going to be to cleanse out like your liver, kidney, small, large intestine, to kind of keep you purified. So whatever you're putting in the body, it goes in straight full force. Okay. When it comes to your everyday living, I have a lot of women that have problems with constipation and digestion. So depending on your blood type, you are not supposed to be eating certain things. Your body adheres to certain diets better than others. So you'll be dealing with constipation, especially for A positive. I'm A positive as well. So we're supposed to be kind of like vegetarians / pescatarians. But if we eat any type of meat, certain carbs or oats, it literally sits in our digestive tract. We don't have enough stomach acid to actually break it down. So between the detoxing and the, increasing water, that will help the flow go better. So I do a lot of detoxes. When it comes to thermal, a lot of people think that I put people in a bag that's 180 degrees and they come out and they're a little bit more shredded and they're laying in a puddle of water. But I do lymphatic drainage massage with that thermal treatment. So that way it cleanses out all the lymph nodes. And they'll lose about 3 or 4 pounds every time they come out of that bag. And that's in combination with Graston, which is like a scraping therapy, and cupping as well. So there are certain things that I will do for peak week, and there are certain things I do for maintenance. A lot of times you hear, You don't get any body work 2 weeks before peak week. You don't get any massage 2 weeks before peak week. So
Right.
there's a different type of education behind that. People wonder, like, oh my God, how do your clients look like that? And they see you 3 times during peak week. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not massaging them. I'm not cupping them. Of course, you
Right.
can't cup them. They don't want marks, and that's the tan is not going to cover that up. I'm
Exactly.
not scraping them down.
Not just for photo shoots either, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Don't come to a photo shoot. I'm ready to shoot, and I got all these red circles. I ain't got that much time to spend in Photoshop. I'm sorry.
And yeah, look, the perfect explanation,
Yeah.
so there's certain things that you have to do and you have to be skilled to do when it comes to peak week because the body is so fragile.
Right.
And
Right.
so there are times, especially for my classic guys, I will scrape them to an extent, when it comes to peak week because there's certain things their body can take. But I've been trained to do grafting and scraping a certain way to where it will define and it's not going to leave marks or scars. When I was in Seattle, I worked with a lot of Victoria's Secret models. And so
Right.
when I work with them, of course, their body has to be perfect when they are modeling. So there's a certain way and technique that I use to get them defined and to make sure their body is perfect, but they can still walk on stage after I've done something. But if you've only been trained to do graft and you kind of do it very hard, so it will leave marks. But I know how to work it to where you can do your thing and you're not even concerned about what I've done, when it comes to body work. So they get a different treatment during peak week, with that being said. And then other treatments that I do, I train, on lashes, but I don't do lashes. I don't have
Okay.
patience for that. And it's very tedious strand by strand. I
Right.
train, doing chemical peels. I really don't do chemical peels. So there's a lot of things that I have my instructor license for, but I don't provide in suite. I don't like to wax. I used to do a lot of it, but I don't have the patience for it. And I don't feel like cleaning it up. So I have
Too
a lot of
painful. Hey.
that I've trained and they'll do it, but I do not do it. I do more instructor and certification services now than I've ever done before, which is great because I love to teach, so.
Tell me what goes on when you do scraping.
Scraping, basically, when the muscles are super tight, so I want you to think about beef jerky, the texture of beef jerky and how it's very, very strong, steady. You can't pull it apart, hard to chew. So when you've done so much work in the gym or whatnot, that is almost how the muscle is going to be, to where it's just super tight, can't move, really just kind of like strenuous when you're trying to work out. Your squat can't get down that low. Your extension is not too good. So when I'm scraping, I'm almost making the muscle like Laffy Taffy.
Okay.
So that's kind of the best, way to explain it, to where when you get Laffy Taffy, once it's warm, you can just move it. You can stretch it out and do kind of whatever you want with it. So that is what it's supposed to be like, when you get done scraping. Sometimes you have therapists that are not trained properly and you walk out and people are bruised. You're not supposed to be purple after, scraping and cupping. That just, you kept it on too long, or you've done something too long, you're starting to bruise underneath the skin, which is not good. The red marks are good. Red is normal.
Right.
But purple and you not being able to move for 3 days, that's not normal at all. So
What do you do with a client that's obviously needs a lot of anti-inflammatory because of the workout and they're just sore? And as you say, with the cupping and the scraping, they're in just too much pain. Wait, can't do it. What are some of the techniques you can do? Because they got to get it done.
Yeah.
And they're just going to have to deal with the pain because there is a level of pain with it. What are some of the things you can do to calm them down?
So their tenderness, soreness, and inflammation, those are all different. So if I see that you are inflamed and you're kind of swollen, that's a conversation that I need to have with you and your coach. Because the thing is that we know that we're working out every single day. We're working out a different body part every single day. But when you are inflamed and when you are swollen, you're not being productive at that point.
Right.
Because the body and the muscles, they need time to heal for me to even recover it properly, for you to be able to endure and do better next week. So that's a really, really big thing for me, is to have a good relationship with your coach and your posing coach, because I know how you're eating. I know how you're working out. I know when you're resting. I know when you're doing cardio. And with me getting that information from your coach, we're actually working together on your recovery. So that way that doesn't happen. When
Right.
like if we can use, for example, if you have a coach that is only used to dealing with bodybuilders or used to dealing with
Mm-hmm.
men and they get women on the team, they're almost training the women the same way as they're training the men.
Yes.
If you're in
And that's
bikini, you can't train like you're classic. We got a
right.
problem.
That's not good.
Yeah. So when I have a bikini girl come in and she can barely walk and she tells me what she's been leg pressing and stuff, I'm like, for what?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's like, okay, let me go ahead and talk to the coach and let's see what's going on. Let's see where your goal is and what you're trying to do, because it's not going to be productive if you're crying here for 45 minutes with me because I can't bend your leg.
Right.
So a lot of soft tissue manipulation has to go down for us to be able to get to a point to where we can be productive in the recovery. But in my athletic recovery, I do a lot of stretch therapy along with your sports massage and your cupping and
Mm-hmm.
grafting. So I'm almost working the body to where it can take more than what you think it can take. So it's almost like tricking the muscle a little bit, saying, we're here. We're just going to stretch
Mm-hmm.
you a little bit. And then once it gets real comfortable and it kind of calms down, then I'll come through with the scraping and with the cupping, because, I've kind of calmed your nervous system down and put you in a place where it's peaceful to where you're not fighting against me. Because if you're in so much pain, you're like this the whole time.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And it's like I'm fighting against you guarding yourself, and then the muscle's not really getting what it needs because it's shivering and shaking because it's in so much pain. So it's a whole process that I have to kind of get them to be able to calm down and actually let me work.
Right.
So
So along with competitors, and Texas is football. High
mhm.
school football is a religion down there. Do you get a lot of high school athletes and college athletes that come to you as well?
Yes. And I'm very grateful now that they understand how I work, because years
Mm-hmm.
ago, they will only come to me when they're injured. And so
Yes.
I really have to educate, the athlete. I have to educate the coach that this is a year-round maintenance plan over here.
Mm-hmm.
Don't send people to me when they're hurt, because I can fix them.
Right.
I need you to adhere to the aftercare, afterwards. And that was easy at first. But then I realized where I was, and it was like, they don't give these boys a break. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
I was like, wait a minute. I just fixed him
Yeah.
yesterday and it's Friday. And why is he back in here? Well, we had a game.
Yeah. Yeah. That's Saturday morning. Hey, because practice is right back out there on Monday. So yeah.
Yeah. So then it got
Mhm.
to a point to where it's like, hey, we got to work together and we have to learn body mechanics during
Mhm.
practice and during, you do what you do during the game, but we got to have some
Right.
better body mechanics to where we can protect ourselves a little bit more. And I know that I can't say like, you have to be pulled from the game. Like I said, you need to be pulled
Yeah.
from the
Oh,
show.
yeah.
So is a little bit different working with
Yeah.
athletes. And I have a closer relationship with like the
Mhm.
high school coaches and
Right.
like the AAU teams. I have a closer relationship with them because I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
this is a kid's future we're talking about, and we don't want him to be hurt before we get him to college,
Right.
you know?
Right.
So
Trying to
that,
get that offer. He's never
yeah.
going to get the offer if he's hurt. So
And then even guys that have played professional football that come to me now,
right.
it's like, Chanel, like, we'll lose our scholarship if we don't play and if we don't win. You know what I'm saying? Like, this how we're living. And so
Yeah.
when I kind of talked to like the older guys that kind of like gave me the rundown, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
so yeah, so
You're
that
gonna help
kind
me get that next contract. You're gonna
of,
help me get this scholarship and do whatever you got to do. So yeah. But then the affordability of it. Not everybody can afford you. And it's great that you were saying that you sponsor a lot of athletes as well. So how is your pricing? Because you paying people are paying for your time and your talent. And I see a lot of it as a photographer. Well, can you do this? Can you look, you're paying for my time and my talent. But at the same time, I'll find myself doing some pro bono stuff. Churches and schools can be tough because you really want to help them. Uh, but at the same time, you're in it to make
right.
money. You're not a nonprofit. What's that conversation been like with people?
That has not been hard for me at all, because when I first started doing aesthetics, I would see a lot of young girls that were 13 and
Hmm.
15 years old, and their mothers would bring them in weekly for massage. I've had young girls come in for facials, and I'm 41 now, but when I first started, I was hitting, in my late 20s, early 30s. That's when I really, really got into it. And so I didn't see a lot of me. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't see a lot of people that looked like me, that came through when they were 13, 14, and
Right.
15. And so when I, kind of thought about that, I said, so my mom used to work for Nordstrom when I was younger. My mom owned like 3 or
Mm-hmm.
4 hair salons when we were, in Seattle. So I'm used to being around the beauty industry. So this is different for me. Like,
Right.
this was when I was 13, 14, I was fragrance model for Nordstrom. So that was
Right.
normal. But when it comes to body work and taking care of your body and your skin, like that's something completely different. And it's very expensive. And
Oh yeah.
so I started that very young. I said, I want to find at least 1 girl or 2 girls per month to come in and give them a facial or come in and give them a foot treatment, or if their parents are
Mm-hmm.
okay with to have their mom come in and sit in with me while they're getting a massage. So that way they can have that, like, oh yeah, I go get a massage every 2 weeks, and I'm 15, and you don't have to worry about, yeah, I'm not rich. I don't have
Mm-hmm.
money like that, but yeah, I'm able to get these services. So I started that a long time ago, and that's my way of giving back. But I was married for 14 years, and I've been divorced for 6 years. And so
Mm-hmm.
going through the divorce and then taking care of my sons by myself, like just a lot of,
Yeah.
things that went on, like then my heart, started going out for single moms. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't really ask anybody, do they need, I pray for them and I seek
Mm-hmm.
them out. So every now and then, I meet somebody, I hear about something, and they don't know where it came from. I
Right.
just hit them up. Hey, do you have time this month to come and get a facial? Do you have time this month to get a massage? And
Mm-hmm.
that's my way of giving back.
Right.
And so even like this month, I have a posing coach I work with, Sheila Brown. And so it's lupus, so awareness month. And so that's one thing that I want to
Yeah.
make sure, like, I have certain people that I'm already connected with. Hey, I need you to send me 2 lupus warriors this month, and I
Yeah.
want to be able to give back, mental, health awareness or whatever the case may be. I, make sure I seek those people out and they come back. So that's my giving. And then when it comes to athletes, there's a lot that I hear, and there's a lot that they speak of when they come in to receive service. And so I know if somebody's struggling
Mm-hmm.
or not, and
Yeah.
I can tell somebody's struggling or something's happened or something's changed in their life based upon, when they come in as well. So a lot of my clients, 70% of my clients, they pay monthly.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like I'm a bill.
Right. And that's
Yeah.
whatever you can do to get it into your budget. And at
Yeah.
the same time, what's your priority? If it's a priority, you're gonna figure
Hmm.
out how to get it, whether you're a client or a business owner. Because you
Hmm.
walk around, you getting them nails and hair done every
That part.
weekend. That's great. But when you need to take care of yourself, what's your priority?
Yep.
What's your priority? So on you are coming to Charlotte
Yes.
and you're gonna be moving to Charlotte, as I understand.
No,
But you're coming on the 31st. Talk to me about what you're going to provide and what you're going to do.
So I have made a special menu for Charlotte. I'm coming to do a photo shoot with you, so I'm not working the full day on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
But the services that I'm offering a full athletic recovery package. That package includes posing and alignment, your 60-minute recovery massage, detox, your wrap, and like your waist contouring. So that is like a 3-hour service that you can receive. And that's, I got a lot of coaches, and Millie's on there. Soon as
Yeah.
she she
Master
made
Melly.
sure she
Yeah.
got her
She
her
told
session
he
in
was
before I
she
even
was
made the
one of the
flyer.
first people that reach out to you, say, hey, you need to talk to her and get her on the podcast. And as you know, yeah, there's a lot of shows the first week of June.
Mm-hmm.
So when you come, there's gonna be some athletes that are gonna be in peak week already. So
Yes.
this can be very beneficial to them.
And then people
So,
that don't have that much time, I did the a la carte menu, so which will be their athletic recovery service, which that's their sports massage, which includes your cupping, your grasping, alignment, stretch therapy, all that good stuff. The body contouring snatch wrap is going to be for contouring of the waist. So we're taking some water off the back. A lot of people hold a lot of water in that lower back. So I'll work on their back as well. And then we'll do the wrap. So the snatch wrap cream is a clay that I've created that is going to help to pull water, tighten the skin, and give more discoloration benefits. So that way everything looks very, very good for your tan. Okay.
right.
And then I have just some basic posing and alignment sessions that I'm offering as well, because I've had a couple people reach out and say they need posing. And they're like, do you do virtual? And it's like, yeah, I do virtual, but I like to be there. I like to be able to move, because it's not just teaching you the pose. I need to make sure the body's completely aligned and those shoulders are good, because I end up scraping and cupping people sometimes when I'm posing them, because that helps you, because you're breaking your back when you're posing.
Right.
And anybody that I can pose, they can tell you that they are sweating and they feel like it's a complete workout when they get
Yep.
done. And it's like, I want the best. You know what I'm saying? I want you to be perfect. Sorry.
It can be the same way in a photo shoot. So I'm telling you now. So that
I'm
pose
ready.
gonna be right. I was engage that core before I press that shutter. But yeah, looking forward to it. So you're coming to Charlotte. You're not
Yes.
gonna come to Fayetteville, right?
How far are you from Charlotte?
Ma'am, I'm 2 hours from Charlotte.
That's not bad.
Oh, well then you drive to me then. If it's not that. That's a 4-hour swing. But you're in luck, because I know a lot of competitors are probably going to want your services as well. One of the wellness competitors, Melissa Guerrero, who is doing the New York Pro. She actually should be just arriving today, so I'll check in with her later. But I forget what she was telling me what she paid for massage, so I'll hook you two up and y'all can talk as well. So yeah, as we get closer, why don't we pop back on next week? And we can talk more about where it's going to be at, the venue.
Yes.
And but right now, the thing we want to get out there, you are actively taking bookings.
Yes.
Right now. Okay.
Yes.
So everyone should reach out to Chanel and Aesthetics Massage and get it done. So now, this is not the Deshaun Watson massage thing. It's the I'm just saying.
Look, I got all the licenses. I'm state board certified. Look,
there you go. So lastly, when it comes to people you're looking to hire, what's your ultimate hiring candidate that you're looking for?
I would actually love to have a massage therapist, and that's an esthetician as well, dual license, but you just don't find those these days,
Right.
And so, which is unfortunate, but I know that, I have to continuously remind myself, you cannot expect you out of people, and so I think I'm going to have to hire a massage therapist and an esthetician.
Okay.
And then kind of, do a part-time thing. A lot of people, they already have jobs, so nobody's really full force into this industry that's around here yet. And I think COVID kind of took us out a little bit. I'm very grateful that I had other licenses during that, because they shut down the spa, they shut down the chiropractic office. And at the time I was working with Dr. Witherspoon, and I worked with him for about 4 years. He's a chiropractor. And so when they shut us down for 2 weeks, it was like, oh, yikes. And he's like, yeah, they can only get massage, if they have the doctor's form, if they're coming here to get adjusted and they come to you next. And I'm like, cool. And so that was fine. Aesthetics was completely shut down. So a lot of estheticians that I taught years ago, they literally are in different fields, so more and more people are starting to go to massage therapy school. But with that being said, they're not teaching you all the techniques that we actually need in the spa. They're teaching you the basics. So even when I'm hiring a massage therapist, I'm still training for a good 2 months anyways. And I have no problem with that. I will do paid training, which is a good thing, because we out here to make some money. We out here to make money. And so I get it. I have a lot of clients that are like, I'll just wait for you. Even when I go on vacation, I'm like,
it's the classic thing that happens just like in a barbershop. People that got that perfect barber that they want, they'll wait 2 hours for that to get to their chair. So yeah, I can completely understand that. And it's just going to take experience
Yeah.
to get their skills up, because in school they just get the basics, and that's just going to be, it's going to take time to get your skills up. But then, as you said, the problem that you have with that, now they leave you and they go off and do their own thing. So
And so
last point.
I'm grateful because that's what I want.
Right.
I don't
You
want
want to grow
anybody.
your own. Yeah.
Yeah, I want you to be the best because that also shows me how good I am.
Right.
And like even the girl that does my lashes, I was her teacher 11 years ago. She
Wow.
still does my lashes today. I don't let anybody do my lashes. And when I tell you she's, Miss Chanel, right? I'm like, girl, you grown. You don't gotta call me Miss Chanel no more. Like she still
Right.
calls me Miss Chanel like she's in school. But that I take pride in that because I'm like, you're doing your own thing and you're booked. But whenever I need to get in, she'll get me in.
That's the respect factor, though. That's great.
Like I don't have to ever worry about my lashes. But when it comes to body work, a lot of the people that I've trained, they're so far out. So with my
Right.
schedule and with, my lifestyle, I can't drive, an hour and go get body work and then drive an hour back. That takes 3-4 hours out of my day.
Right.
And so I understand too. If I find somebody that's great, I will definitely, figure out something to make it work. But I'd rather, train somebody in my facility so I know I can just be at home. You know what I'm saying, and get my body work. But I get it. I got a girl that drives from Oklahoma every other week. Like you drive 2.5 hours to come see me for 2 hours, and you drive back home. She's like, "Yep."
When you find the best service, that's what you go with. Things are worth paying for. Like I said, it's a priority. You're gonna find out. You're gonna prioritize to get what you need,
Yeah.
and you become a part of their budget, which is great. So you right up there with the light bill, the gas bill, the water,
Sure.
and then Chanel. So so that's where you want to be. Last thing I want to talk about and address: when do you graduate chiropractic school?
I will be graduating. I was supposed to graduate this year, but I took off 2 months. And so I won't be graduating until next March. I was
Right.
supposed to be graduating this November. But just with everything that happened, with my dad and his kidneys, and then I had my first G baby. So I kind of took off, and that March show took a lot out of me. And so I just, I had to scale back and kind of chill out, a little bit. So I'll be done next year. I'm excited about that because I feel like that will save a lot of people when it comes to finances because I'll be able to bill their insurance. And
Right.
nowadays, a lot of insurance companies are starting
Yes.
to give their employees chiropractic adjustments like 2, per month. They're giving them 2 massages. So that will
Right.
definitely help. And I was gonna just kind of hold it off, because I was just like, and I've been working with chiropractors for the past 15 years, so,
Right.
and then my best doctor that I've worked with was Dr. Witherspoon, which he was out here with me for the 4 years, and he moved to Mansfield, but he taught me how to do x-rays. Like he was a doctor that took me everywhere he went. So it's like, hey, this is what we're looking at. This is what we're trying to fix. Like it was a team effort. It was a partnership. So it wasn't like she's a massage therapist. You're done with me. Go ahead and go to her. Like a lot of, chiropractors do, but he's like, no, we're a team. We got to work together. This is how you read this. So a lot of the stuff that I'm in school doing, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I already know a lot of it, but I kind of, I don't want to, seem like, I know it all, so I just kind of like chill out, do my work and do what I do. And even the first, like in the chiropractic class, they have these dummy dolls that are on the tables and they show you kind of where to, and you hit a green light if it's right or a red light if it's too much pressure. And it was like, all right, we're going to start. Mine's just green. Bing, 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 bing. So they're kind of looking like, why is hers always green? I'm just like, let me hit a red real fast. So they start looking at me. But yeah, I feel like once I get past the clinic part, then, it'd be great. And first and foremost is like, I'm not doing it just to be a chiropractor. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing it so that way I can have just the full range of everything, but more so to help my clients financially, so that way they can build their insurance. And then like, I want my kids to be like, well, mom's a doctor,
Right. There you go. Well, in my experience, the VA gave me 20 visits to the chiropractic. chiropractor. It wouldn't give me no more. And I was like, man, come on. So I got to talk to I got an appointment on the 28th of June. That's one of the things I'm going to talk with her about because, as you can imagine, like I said, my injury was in 2005. So I'm dealing with it every day. And for you, that's definitely another client you want to get in, the military and like you said, elderly clients, geriatric clients,
Mm-hmm.
and as well as post-injury clients. That's definitely a great avenue of approach for you. So I wish you all the best.
Thank
We're
you.
going to talk next week more about you coming to Charlotte and what you're going to provide, and we're going to work that out because this is great. So really appreciate you talking to me tonight, Chanel.
Thank you so
Any
much.
last words?
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And thanks for coming on. And like I said, we'll set something up to come back on next week. We can talk more as we get closer to because we're literally 2 weeks out
Yep.
when you coming to Charlotte. So we gotta do some plan. But I'm excited as you're coming and what you're gonna offer. And once this gets out to all the competitors around the area as well as others, you're gonna book up really quick.
They only got a
Speaking
couple
of,
spaces left.
well, there you go. Well, how many did you count for?
I have 5 that I've already scheduled, and I still have 7 slots left. So I have
7 slots.
2 on Friday, and then 5 on Saturday.
Great.
Sunday, they already took Sunday. They took it up, so I'm getting ready to go to the airport. So
There you go. Good stuff. Thanks for coming on. And
thank
speaking of
you.
next week,
Okay.
New York Pro, Ashley
Yay!
Jones will be in the house. And I'm
Yay!
excited to talk to her. And we should have a whole lot to talk about because hopefully we're going to be celebrating after just winning the New York Pro. So that's going to be on the 22nd next Wednesday. Also, I'll be talking with Melissa Guerrero, who will be back. Wellness Wednesday returns, and we'll be talking about everything from the New York Pro. So, all the best to Ashley Jones as she's hitting the stage this weekend. She's gonna kill it. She's gonna look. She already looks amazing. So, I ain't even worried about that. So, and I'm excited to be a sponsor of Amazon's Fitness Magazine, and the fact that you know her, that's even better.
Yes,
So
she's amazing.
really, really excited about that. I'm Glenn Young for Amazon's Fitness Magazine for Chanel Quinn. Make sure that you go ahead and get your bookings in at Aesthetics Massage, and we'll be talking more on that soon. You don't want to miss it. Until then, I will see you next week where Ashley Jones will be joining me on the podcast and Melissa Guerrero on next Wednesday. So you don't want to miss it. Thanks for joining me. I am going to go out now, finish my birthday dinner,
Yes.
which
Don't
is
forget
in
cake.
there. Mission barbecue. So this cheap meal, call it what you want. This will not be anything dietetic. So thanks again, Chanel.
Thank you.
All right, talk soon.
Have a good one.
You too. We'll see you guys next week. As I said, Ashley Jones will be on the podcast. Very excited about that. Lots to talk about. And then, of course, Melissa Guerrero will be joining me for Wellness Wednesday. Lots to talk about there. She's actually on her way to the New York Pro. She left today. So excited. So mark your calendars. Ashley Jones at 7:30 p.m. next Wednesday, the 22nd. And then Melissa Guerrero will be on at 8:30 for Wellness Wednesday. I'm Glenn Young for Amazon's Fitness Magazine. Celebrate the female physique. Subscribe to Amazon'sFitMag.com. And of course, so excited about being sponsored by Maximus Posing Suits. Celebrate your inner warrior. Custom competition suits for victory on every stage. Thanks to everyone and all the well wishes and the happy birthday wishes. Thanks, I really appreciate that. A lot of messages I'm gonna try to get back to you within the next hour of everybody wishing me happy birthday. So I really appreciate that. The May issue of Amazon's Fitness Magazine will be coming out this week. We're doing the final edits. Myself and my art director Michael Young is working on that. So look forward to it. Great cover, great issue. But we finishing up the final edits later tonight, and of course tomorrow, and then I will put it out there. Go ahead and order it. Available online and in print at amazonsfitmag.com. Click on issues, and then you can order the magazine. I'm Glenn Young. Thanks for all the support. Thanks for all the new subscribers to the website. Thanks to all the new subscribers to the YouTube channel, Amazon's Fitness Magazine. Continue your support. Can't do it without you. When you do more, I can do more. And all the best. We will be talking soon. I got to go celebrate my birthday.